Hello, beautiful people, and welcome back to another episode of The Tony Show. If you guys are new here, then welcome. If you guys are returning, then welcome back. In today's video, we're going to be talking about separating our feelings from our goals and what that actually looks like. If you catch me looking down, it's because I'm actually reading off a piece of paper because I took some notes and I really want to make sure I get everything out. Okay. By definition, feelings are our emotional state, things such as happiness, anger, disgust, fear, etc. And by definition, a goal is the object of a person's ambition or desired result. In the last video, we talked about survival mode and actionable steps you can take to get out of it. If you have not seen that video yet, then I highly recommend it. The reason why it's so important to learn to separate our feelings from our goals is because feelings are fluctuating, which means they're always changing. So for example, if you know that becoming more fit is your goal and you give yourself X amount of time to hit that goal, even on the days you don't feel like it, it's important to still show up so you can accomplish your goal. Sometimes I notice that when we find ourselves in not such a great mood, we make that an excuse to not show up for ourselves, therefore not accomplishing the goal or either prolonging it. And that tends to just make us feel even worse about ourselves. And the reason why we feel worse about ourselves, because essentially that is self-abandonment and we're breaking trust with ourselves. So let's use an outwardly example. Let's say your partner told you that they were going to take you on a romantic getaway this weekend. You'd probably be very happy and excited, right? Because who doesn't like a romantic getaway? But let's just say your partner decides to get in a funk and they're upset and they decide that they just don't want to take you. Of course, you experience feelings like anger or disappointment, maybe even disgust with him or her. You would probably feel like you couldn't trust this person anymore because they went back on their word. So what I gather from that is if we can have the energy to be so upset with someone else for disappointing us and not keeping their word with us, we should definitely have that same energy towards ourselves, considering the most important relationship that you're ever going to have is with yourself, right? At some point, we have to get honest with ourselves about if we really want to go to the next level. And it's really important to understand that when you're in the process of upgrading your life, it's going to be very uncomfortable. There's a reason why they say that you do not grow in your comfort zone. So the literal definition of insanity is doing the same thing over and over and expecting a different result, right? I mean, even when you say it out loud, it's just like, who would do that? So if you're feeling stuck, know that the first step to getting unstuck is deciding that you do not want to stay where you are and you're committing yourself to the things that you said that you're going to do, even when you don't necessarily feel like doing it. Because sometimes feelings get in the way and that can actually be looked at as another level of self-sabotage. And when you're upgrading your life and you're making different changes, this can look like dressing differently, doing different things in your free time, and even surrounding yourself with different people. And when you do things like this, it will probably rock the boat. And what I mean by that is the people who once knew you prior to upgrading your life, they're going to have to re-get to know you. And that makes people uncomfortable because they feel like, well, wow, you're making all of these changes. Like, what have I been doing in my time? That is absolutely not your battle to fight. People have to decide that they want a better life for themselves. You cannot beat someone into a better life and you cannot manipulate someone into a better life. If people want to be in your life, they are going to grow with you. One thing that I know for sure is change does not happen overnight. So while it's important to be disciplined with yourself, you also have to give yourself grace because you didn't become who you are overnight. So how could you possibly change overnight? A lot of the times we're so hard down on ourselves. If we try something the first time and we fail, we automatically feel like something is not for us. And that is not the case. And once again, that is letting our emotions get in the way of what our goals are. I really wanted this video to be short and sweet because you guys, I have somewhere to be, but I hope that you enjoyed this video and I hope that you really took something from it. And as always, I'll catch you guys in the next one. Bye.